We have a special guest in the building, nephew Jamie. We are going over the Delaware State Code FOIA law. Make sure upon entry you do hit the bell, hit the thumb up. Before we begin, we are going to be looking at Title 29. Jamie, why don't you give the people a little introduction about yourself before we begin?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're on.
All right, yeah, I didn't hear what the last thing you said was. I was going over to YouTube and hitting that shit.
Tell the people a little about you before we begin.
I'm from Delaware, the first state. I've been watching auditors for a long time. The first person I ever saw audit anyone was Fake Mike Real News.
Salute to Fake Mike.
Shout out Fake Mike. And then he put me on you. Audit them. You feel me? And then from there, I've just been watching all different types of auditors. And I found to, gravitate towards this, if that makes sense.
Nice. So let me tell you guys watching right now a little story here that Jamie wants to get out here and audit them. So he asked me for any ideas or opinions, and I told him the best thing you could do is start off by reading your state FOIA law. So that's what we are here tonight to do. Is we are going over the state law. He is serious. Show us what you got in your hand there, highlighted.
Remember we can't get the camera right.
No, the way you had it already.
Oh. I don't know what you mean. Hold on, let me.
T-Dot, what up though? Just flash the pages on the.
Right, I got you.
Yeah.
Let me get a little spread out real quick so everybody can see that they're highlighted.
Watchdog, hello there. Ben, hello there. Keeping it. Hello there. Vintage, hello there.
Oh, I clicked chat.
There we go. Okay. So what is that you got in your hand there?
That is Title 19 or Title 29 FOIA Code, Freedom of Information Act.
Yes, sir. And that's the state of
Delaware, the first state.
Delaware. Okay, beautiful. Real quick, you want to go over some of the things audibly what you did highlight?
Okay. We'll start with the first page. I basically just highlighted that
And do me a favor, when you do read it, tell us the numbers because so I could highlight it on the screen too. So 10,001, so on and so forth.
Right. A or 1001 Declaration of Policy.
Okay.
I just basically highlighted that.
Read it to us.
Pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? As I was reading it.
Go ahead, read it to us so the people that don't know.
I'm gonna be horrible at reading this, bro. Real shit. Do you want me to just find a couple things that I had questions on?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But before you do that, I don't give a fuck what you mean horrible or not horrible. Read the first paragraph. Because if you're horrible at reading, how could we get you out here in the field, bro?
Is it vital in a democratic society that a public business be performed in an open and public manner so that our citizens shall have an opportunity to observe the performance of the public officials and to monitor the decisions that are made by such officials?
Damn!
In formulating and executing public policy. And further, it is vital that the citizens have easy access to public records in order that the society remain free and democratic.
Okay, slow down. Look at the part where it says we have the citizens shall have the opportunity to observe the performance of public officials and to monitor the decisions that are being made. You have the right to stand there. You have the right to stand there and observe with your phone because later in this act it's going to tell you what digital photocopy means.
Electronics later.
Electronics. Man, listen. The pages you got in your hand, that's all it is. So go ahead and continue on with what you were going to do next.
Okay, to specifics.
Man, that's a good paragraph there. T-Dot, take notes.
It was.
Yeah, that's the power you got there in your hand. Now, this is what Yeah, go
shall
ahead. Go
have the
ahead.
opportunity to observe the performance of public officials and to monitor the decisions that are made by such officials. That's
Okay, so
the
when you walk through the gate, they're gonna ask you, "What are you doing?" This is what do you think you're gonna tell them? You're gonna tell them, "I'm here to observe the performance of public officials and
public officials.
employees." Public officials and no, you tell them and employees, because she's gonna say, "I'm not a public official," and that's why you say and
I've heard you
employees.
say that in a prior video, and I
Right.
heard somebody say that to you in a prior video.
Yep. And you're also there to monitor. So that's what you're doing with your phone. You're monitoring. But Cajun, hello there. Carry on, Jamie.
Uh, public body. So second page down to
Tell me the number.
K3, and then it's
K3.
the line after that, after K3.
Nah, wait a minute. K3. Tell me. Go up. Scroll up and tell me the number. The number. 10,000 and what?
Oh, it's under definitions still. It's still under
Okay.
definitions.
Under definitions. Alrighty. So you're looking at K3.
Yep. Or
Go
K.
ahead.
I'm just looking at K right now.
Okay.
Right
Go
under
ahead.
that.
Read it to me.
Public body shall not. Okay, I'll go here. The public body, the public record, and meetings shall not include activities of the University of Delaware and Delaware State University, except the board of trustees of both universities shall be public bodies. University documents relating to
Expenditure.
expenditure. Thank you. Expenditure of public funds shall be public records. I just basically highlighted that, just saying like that's another reason for I could be. Let me highlight this because that's a reason why I could be there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Exactly.
Do a little extra highlight. Good.
You see what I told Jamie earlier on the phone is I told him what's more powerful right now, the First Amendment, because a lot of times the auditors are getting their rights violated by the police. They're getting their constitutional rights violated. So does that mean the FOIA law is more powerful than the Constitution? Because when you stand in there and you talk FOIA, the police officer is going to sit around and they're going to be quiet as you instruct them because they are subject to FOIA. So carry on.
Body cam on their front, they're always subjected to FOIA.
Their entire career is subject to FOIA way before body cams came. Yep. But that's so yep. Let's go through public body. Let's read what a public body means, so that way you could know where you're standing at all times. Okay. Public body mean unless specifically excluded any administrative, advisory, executive, legislative of the state, any political subdivision of the state, but not limited to. So that means not only that, it could be more in the near future. And board, bureau, commission, department, agency, committee, HOC committee, special committee, temporary committee, advisory board committee, subcommittee, group, panel, council, or any other entity or body established by the General Assembly in the state for public body. Okay. Well, when it says council, that means any city hall. When you're standing in any city hall, I'm standing in the doors of this council, which is a public body, and you are subject to FOIA. Okay. Any administrative, I'm standing at this administrative clerk desk, which is subject to FOIA. I don't see in this paragraph the words village or county. But when you do hear council, that means it's county and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that I don't know if that's the correct. It might be the correct one, but it's worded differently on
from
your
the
page.
Illinois. From the Illinois, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's why. Yep, that's why.
Okay, so what else? What else do you got highlighted there?
Public business means any matter over which the public body has supervision, control, jurisdiction, or advisory power.
Yep.
So, like, I was seeing like that as being different buildings. You understand what I'm saying? Like any different government buildings. That's how I saw that.
No, fuck that noise. What you want to look at is public record. Read public
Okay.
record.
Public record. I have that highlighted too. Is information of any kind owned, made, used, retained, received, produced, composed, drafted, or otherwise compiled or collected by any public body, relating in any way to the public business, or in any way of the public interest,
Right.
or any way related to the public purposes.
Purposes.
Purposes, sorry. Smoked
Keep
a little
going.
bit before I came on here.
Keep going.
Regardless of the physical form or characteristics by which such information is stored, recorded, or reproduced.
Yep.
For purposes of this chapter, the following records shall be
Okay, right. So this is what not public. People's personal shit. Okay,
their
personal.
desk,
Yeah.
their
Personal.
laptop, okay.
Right. No. Laptop. Everything on clock dime. So
Okay.
what you just read. Here it is. Here's what sums public record up. Information of any kind, or regardless of physical form or characteristic. That means everything that's happening on clock dime is subject to public disclosure. Look what it says here. Relating in any way to the public business. While they're on clock dime, that's public business. Or in any way of the public interest. So you got the whole thing in your hand right there, man. Let's carry on.
I'm gonna grab a drink real quick and then I'll get back on. It's right over here.
Fast lasting. Hello there. Ben Davids, hello there.
So.
Yeah, well, you gotta get used to it, man. If you want to be for real, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Because if we start you up a channel, you might have special tokens to get on here and read to the people, you know, so you could inform yourself and others. You may be eligible for specific tokens.
I don't know what you're talking about tokens, bro.
Tokens, you know, like I'm just saying a metaphor that it's best to be informed. It's best to be informed.
Yep. So we stopped at public business. Or
public business. Public record. What else do you have highlighted? And then look back at public body, any regulatory, which is regulated. So that's, yep. Let's go ahead and carry on.
Number 4, I had number 4 right underneath that section.
Number 4, criminal files and criminal.
Files. Yeah, I had that, and it said, upon proof of identity, obtain a copy of the person's personal criminal record. I highlighted that because remember when I was talking to you about me going to get everything. You're allowed to FOIA request yourself, right?
Yeah.
So any information that they had on me, I wanted to do that, and I didn't know if that right here is talking about that.
But what agency? What agency do you want records of yourself from?
From
your local PD?
Yeah.
Or your local county?
Local PD probably is where.
Local PD? Yeah, sure. You'll just have to give them a copy of your ID so they could make sure that the only person with that private info is you. You know?
Is me? Okay. So
yeah.
Like, I bring
exempt
body
info,
cam footage, anything. I bring like a file with me, like a thumb drive type time.
Well, it depends on what do you believe they have? Do you believe they have video cam, body cam, worm? Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I just wanted all the information they had on me.
If you did want to give them a flash drive, that might save you some money from them charging you for it.
That's what I'm gonna do.
But at the same time, if you give them a flash drive, make sure you give them a flash drive that's brand new, sealed in a box.
In a box, you're 100% right. And hand it over and say, put it on there, put it back in the box, give it to me.
Right. They're probably, we'll see how they respond to you in language, but You could definitely do that. Yeah.
That could be a first video, going to get all the information on myself and learning how, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, definitely. But you don't want you really don't want to put your personal info out to the net, you know.
Right.
But for as like experience wise, yeah, you can. Just make sure that when you do when you go and do that, you record it, and when you release that recording, you mute out. It's edited, so you mute out just your personal shit.
Yep, I know what's going on now. I got a CapCut. I'll be editing videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go on the next page now?
Yeah, go to the next page.
Okay. 12.
So what?
12. Public. Any records of a public library?
What number are you looking at? 12.
So we were just looking at.
Oh yeah, here it is. Any records of a public library? Go ahead. Which contains
the identity of the user in books, documents, filmings, recordings, or any other property of the library. So does that mean?
So that's what they're telling you. That's exempt.
So I can film all that stuff. That's it, or that is not allowed to be filmed.
No, wait a minute. Let's look back at it. Section O. Section O says public record is information of any kind on. Oh, okay.
Produce, compose,
wait a minute.
or otherwise compile.
For purposes of this chapter, the following record shall not be deemed public record. So they're telling you numbers 1 all the way through 17 and further is not public record. That means it's exempt. So let's go back to the library section. Where's the library section? What number is
12.
that? 12. Any records of public library which contain the identity of a user and the books, documents, films, recordings, and other property of the library which a patron has used. Well, they're telling you that's exempt. That is not a public record. That's not a public record.
Okay.
Yeah.
13. So all these down to 17.
Right. That's okay. Exempt. All the way up to 19. It goes all the way up to 19.
On mine, it's up to 17.
Okay.
But
well,
yeah, it is 17. It goes up to 17 on mine.
Well, anyways, there's two things that you're gonna focus on requesting: your own shit, and you're inquiring in the work doings of your government employees. So all the work doing of your public employees, you will receive all those records.
Okay.
But we need to find out about fees and all the other shit. Show me what else you highlighted.
Right underneath that, 1 and 2, specific emergency procedures. That was probably just some. Like it says, respond procedures or plans prepared to prevent or respond to emergency situations. I thought that meant like having feds pull up while you're not doing anything but requesting a FOIA.
No.
I got that one confused. Number 2, I was reading down here.
And you know what? How many total pages was your printout?
16, 17.
Oh, good. It does say 15 on my screen here, but that ain't shit, man. The Illinois one is 57 pages.
Damn.
So this being 15, and you telling me that you are serious about it, I'm gonna read through this 15 pages on my own time, bro, and I'm gonna reach out to you on the phone on a private call and say, hey, man, this is the part, this, because there's gonna probably be sections in here that's gonna require the government to comply. So basically, we're gonna find sections from this FOIA Act that's gonna have the public body be responsible for displaying. And you go in there with a clipboard and this and that, and
I did find something about.
You're gonna be on point, bro. You're gonna be on point if you're really serious.
I'm really serious, man. I ain't trying to make no money off this. I'm just trying to wake people up, man. It's the right as United States citizens. You know what I'm saying? We gotta wake others up.
Man, come on, man. You said it's the right of the United States. Shit. Sure, yeah, but also at the top of your paragraph it says you're there. Well, they're gonna ask you, what are you there for? What are you gonna tell them?
You're asking me right now, what am I there for? What am I going to tell them? I'm going to tell them, well, look, I'm requesting certain public records through the...
You failed the test already. I just told you about 15 minutes ago. I told you, ma'am, I'm here to observe the performance of the public officials and to monitor public officials and employees. Do you remember when I told you that? The first paragraph of your FOIA Act, bro.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
no,
I'm
I
here
get
to
that.
observe. I'm here to observe the performance of public officials and public employees, and to monitor the public employees with my camera phone, this and that. So it's strong, it's powerful. The FOIA Act that you have in your hand, it's telling you this is your duty.
Right.
You might be the only monkey in Delaware doing it. But that's how they're gonna point fingers at you. And when they realize that you're not a monkey and you're not a peasant, they're gonna say, oh, you know what? He's right. He got the law in their hand. But you
Like
gotta
I
be ready for that because they'll try to test you. They'll send the law enforcement and tell them, oh, intimidate him and all
well,
that fuckery.
like I said, we was talking about there's specific things in here like 60 days of denial of this petition or any of me requesting FOIA things. I can file something. I don't know what it's called, but I can file something against that specific thing for not being
Declaratory relief.
declaratory. I'm not sure. I have to look through these pages.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. It's got a good paragraph at the top for Delaware.
Declaratory. What is that?
Declaratory relief.
What?
That's the Illinois term.
Okay. That's why I'm not seeing it.
But I'm gonna start using that in some of my audits. I'm gonna start saying, "Ma'am, I'm here to observe the performance of public officials and employees in the course of their duties."
Okay, so I
That's a
found
good
the
one.
electronic part. Do you want me to go over that?
Yeah, go over it. What number is it?
I have to put this page back. I'm not seeing a number. Give me a second.
Okay.
1,000 or 1,003.
1003. Let me scroll down. 1003.
10,003. Sorry, 10,003.
10,003. What subsection?
And then you're gonna keep going down because it's not. There's no numbers. So you're gonna go down past.
Well, what number is it at? It's under 2? Administrative fees? Is it under photocopying fees?
It's above hours of review.
Oh, okay, hold on. Slow down. Response to requests. Read me response to request on the screen. On my screen.
I can barely see it, bro.
All right, read it on yours. It's at 10,003, right under H. It's on H. 10,003 H.
Okay.
Really, we gotta read through this whole shit. Examination and copying of public records. All
H
public
is not
records.
here. H is not on my page. It goes FG.
FJ.
FG.
Oh, FG.
No H.
Okay, well, H comes after G. Go on the
there's no
next
H
page.
there, though.
You know what? Your printer might be skipping some sections.
Response to request. Yeah, there's no H, but it says response to request. Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, response to request. The public body shall respond to a FOIA request as soon as it is possible, but in any event within 15 business days after the receipt thereof, either by providing access to the requested records, denying access to the records or parts of them, or by advising additional time is needed because the request is voluminous. I'm guessing big records, like a lot amount of records.
Voluminous in Illinois means it could be of either 3 things. One of them being if the pages is more than 500 pages.
Okay.
One of them meaning that if you request a bunch of categories with different departments, bunch of different shit. But carry on.
Records requires legal advice or a record is in storage or archived. If access cannot be provided within 15 business days, the public body shall cite one of the reasons hereunder why more time is needed and providing a good faith estimate of how much additional time is required to fulfill the request.
Yeah, so I got out of that 15 days. The public body shall respond to a FOIA request as soon as possible, but in any event within 15 days after the receipt thereof. So, but in any event within 15 business days. So really, yeah, it's telling you as soon as possible, but within 15 business days after the receipt thereof. So when you receive a copy, it's going to be 15 days after that. So that's what it is.
It
Yep.
could be right then and there,
It
or it
could
could
be
be
right. It
15
could be.
days.
It could be right then and there, because you could talk that language. You could tell them, ma'am, no FOIA access as soon as possible.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but then if she points out and tells you in any event, she'll show you that. But she might not even know about that, or he. And
I highly doubt that they read over this very well. I'm
right,
guessing they
right.
skimmed over it while they got their job. You understand what I'm saying?
Who knows? But it's all written here clearly, and it's
The
beautiful.
way the people act when we go there, it looks like they skimmed over it and don't read it.
Yeah. Now we need to look at FOIA coordinator. Okay, look at section G.
Yep.
Read me for. As a matter of fact, begin from 10,003. Begin from the top. Examination and copying of public records. That's one of the biggest ones. Read from A. A public record shall be open. Listen what it says. All public records shall be open for inspection and copying during normal regular business hours by the custodian of records for the appropriate public body. By the custodian of public records. So that's odd there. But let's see. Reasonable access to reasonable faculties for copying these records shall not be denied to any person. That's a good one.
Any citizen, it says for me, but yeah, same thing.
Any citizen, yep. But I don't like how it says here by the custodian of records. So all public records shall be open to copying and inspection during normal business hours by the custodian of public records. But let's further read. So continue on with section B.
Right there on. Okay. All state agencies and public bodies shall implement and promulgate a policy for addressing requests made under the Freedom of Information Act.
Okay, carry on.
All state agencies and public bodies shall develop a web portal for receiving FOIA requests through the internet. Such portals shall utilize the standard request from promulgated by the Attorney General.
Okay, that's beautiful. That means that's a flag that you could wave. Highlight that one and circle it. Because when you go in there and you're going to see some towns, maybe some of them little towns that don't have a website. So this is telling it the public body shall develop a web portal. This is not what it says in Illinois, but it does say that in Delaware.
Right, okay.
Now let's carry on.
A web portal. Access
Web
to
portal.
the internet through online web.
No, a web portal is their FOIA system through online. So it could send the requesters online and give them a runaround. But you do have the ability to request in person. Let's verify if you do. Keep on reading.
All state agencies and public bodies are to provide reasonable assistance to the public in identifying and locating public records to which they are entitled access, and all records held by the agency are public records to
Beautiful.
which the public should have access unless they fall within the scope of, what is that word?
Unless they fall in the scope of, where are you at? Enumerated.
Exemptions in
Exceptions
in this title.
In 102. So you know what that means? That means now you have to go back. This is all that's telling you, unless it's exempt, because you remember 10,002 was the exempt section. So to which the public, unless they fall in the scope of, enumerated exceptions.
Are you looking that up?
Looking what up?
That specific 102 to go back to it to see.
No, here it is. Wait a minute. 10,002. Here it is. 10,002, which is the exempt part.
It's hard to grab all these papers. You know what I'm saying, and pull right through the perfect one. I'm trying to keep along though. You know what I'm saying. So
carry on. Go to section 2, right under 1.
Section 2. All public bodies
Yep.
in the executive branch of state government that are subject to the provisions of this chapter and are required by state statute, regulation, or other established policies to publish an annual or biennial report,
Biannual.
biannual report,
Half a
shall
year.
shall electronic notifications of the availability of these reports on the designated what is that? This
1 second, 1 second. Let me address KST. KST, we are live. Would you like to come on the panel? Confirm with me. Confirm with me if you'd like to come on the panel. So where are we now, Jamie?
I couldn't get that exuberant. We're in 2. What you told me to read, and then
Okay. Electronic
enumerated exemptions.
enumerated exemptions.
I think I read 1. I think I read D from 103. 10.
Right, you read 3. Now we're on section 2, right?
Yeah. Excellent. Did I read that? No. Here we go. All public bodies in the executive branch of state government that
exclusive. Executive. Yep.
subject to the provisions of this chapter and are required by statute, regulation, or other established policies to publish annual, biennial, or
Biannual. Yeah.
shall electronically post copies of these reports to a single designated state website approved by the Secretary of State. Electronic notification of the availability of these reports on the designated. I said that right the first time and then caught myself up on it, man. State website shall fulfill a public body's duty to publish and provide these reports to the Governor, General Assembly, or other state agencies or state officials.
Okay, beautiful. Section E.
I gotta go to the next page.
All state agencies and public bodies shall provide a mailing address for receiving FOIA requests through U.S. mail. Next, section F.
Form of request. All FOIA requests shall be made in writing to the public bodies in person by
Beautiful.
Man.
Now this is gonna also be another highlight because they're gonna tell you
stand up for a second. I've been sitting too long, but I'm listening. Go ahead.
They're gonna tell you online. Well, ma'am, don't tell them I don't have internet access. Tell them
I was looking for a spot that said. Remember how you always say it says it needs to be in the office.
Oh yeah. No, don't worry about that. We're gonna find that shit in your shit.
Okay.
But this does also say writing, and look, all FOIA shall be made in writing to the public body in person, right? By U.S. mail, by email, or by fax, or online, just like Illinois. So they're going to tell you it's online, but ma'am, I prefer in person at this time.
Right, paper. I prefer paper.
Whatever you like, whatever you like, but you do have that ability.
Right,
okay. So let's carry on. Fax, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm going off no sleep, man. I'm
no, you're good. We'll put in another 15. We'll put in another 15, 20 more minutes. Then we'll refresh at a later time.
Right. Okay. Where were we at? G, FOIA coordinator.
Yeah. Read section F over again. Form of request. Form of request.
All FOIA requests shall be made in writing to the public body in person, by U.S. mail, by email, by fax, or online in accordance with the provisions hereunder. FOIA requests may be submitted using FOIA request form promulgated by the Office of the Attorney General, provided however that any FOIA request that otherwise conforms with the policy hereunder shall not be denied solely because the request is not the promulgated form. Copies of the FOIA request form may be obtained from the website of any state agency, school district.
Okay, so this is what they're telling me here. they're telling me that some of the towns in your state, they might have their own form that says the city of Jacksonville, Delaware. They might have their own form, but maybe some of the little smaller towns, they won't have their own form. So the little smaller towns would use the forms from the Attorney General. But this is telling you right here,
They can get that through their portal on website. Every one of them people can, correct?
well, if they are required to have an online portal. So
Right.
no, they can't get that through the online portal, because the online portal is not a template form. The online portal is an online system. But what it's telling you here is that any FOIA request that otherwise confirms with the policy here under shall not be denied solely because the request is not on a promulgated
Bro, I had a problem reading it too.
form. So that's basically telling me there's no standard form that they shall not deny you.
If it's on a receipt, I can still give it to them.
Right, if it's on a cereal box brown page, if it's on a brown paper bag, you could give it to them.
Right. Okay.
So now go to section 2 right under it.
I think I'm gonna do my FOIA request. I'm gonna type my FOIA request out and print
Have it ready
before I walk in. You know
right.
what I'm saying? That
exactly. But before you do that, before you hand it to them, ask them for a FOIA form. See what they're gonna give you.
Right,
Once you receive their blank page, then you tell them, okay, I already have mine filled out, and hold on to their blank page for your records.
Hi, I'm here to monitor the performance of each government official or employee, and I would like to request a FOIA form if you have
Well,
one.
sir, you said you're here to monitor the government and you're here to observe. What are your credentials to do that?
Under the Constitution, you know what I'm saying? Amendment 1,
Sir.
and I pull out the Amendment 1, the Bill of Rights, freedom of press. I'm allowed to record in any public body as long as I'm not harming anyone or harming anything.
This is a limited public forum. And you need to get out now.
Well, ma'am, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to kick rocks.
No. This is not a public. This is not a limited public forum, ma'am. This is not a limited public forum. This is a public body subject to the Freedom of Information Act of this state.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I cut up, man. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyhow, let's carry on. Section 2.
Section 2, FOIA coordinator.
No. Right above, the line above FOIA coordinator.
All requests shall be that one.
Yep.
All requests shall be What is that?
Adequately
describe the records sought in significant detail.
Sufficient detail.
Sufficient detail. Sorry, bro. Third grade reading. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised I've gotten this far. To enable the public body to locate such records with reasonable effort. The requesting party shall be as specific as possible when requesting records. To assist the public body in locating the requested records, the public body may request that the requesting party provide additional information known to the requesting party, such as the types of records, dates, parties.
The requesting party, known to the requesting party.
Okay. To correspondence and subject matter of the requested records. Yo, I can take a smoke break real quick, bro.
Go do what you got to do. I'll engage with the people in the chat.
All right, perfect, bro. I'm here to
KST.
read the rest of this. You hear me? I'm here to read.
Yeah, for sure. KST. Is that the one that you sent me the email? Yep, we're going to get Jamie in training. We're going to get him a clipboard. It's optional whether he chooses graphics in his hair or choose.
I can make something happen.
Yeah, for sure, bro. If you even want to go on your first A1 in a suit, that'll be even, because when they see you in a suit, it's, if they ask you, are you an attorney, you could just tell them, I'm not going to confirm nor deny.
I'm not here to disclose any information at this time besides the information that I'm providing to you right now.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see as soon as you get the film on. As soon as you flip on the camera, we're gonna see how you go about it. But it's gonna take some time, bro. It's gonna take some time. But the way you're going about it with FOIA is the fucking way to go. I'm telling you.
I'm very outgoing. I can talk to anyone. I'm very respectful when I need to be respectful. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know how to handle myself in a public manner, so I think this is gonna go very well.
Yeah, just don't ever get like, loud or belligerent or going back and forth with petty chit chat or petty antagonistic, or whatever, any of that fuckery.
I'm gonna stick to what these words say on these papers.
Stick to the words on these papers. That's the best thing you could do. I don't know any other auditor out there right now or reading through their
who is reading and discussing and talking about things that they're going out to film. That's important.
That's what I'm saying. It's very, very important. Very important. And I'm, like I said, it's a good thing that we're out here reading it. Accountability Angel, what up though? Long time.
Yo, I appreciate that. Delaware Foia sounds pretty good. Yes, it does.
Yeah, Cajun, for sure. Cajun, we got to go over through the Louisiana Code. I'm just waiting for Accountability Angel to reach out to me and tell me, hey, man, we really got to go over the Illinois FOIA Act.
I'm going to try to include my chat right now. Just give me a second. I'm going to try to connect my YouTube if that's cool.
What are you going to show on there?
No, it's just for the chat. You know what I'm saying? To see the chat go across the screen.
Yeah. Definitely, man. Well, I did an hour reading tonight, so I am eligible for a freestyle after this stream.
Oh shit, bro! I've been making songs. You gotta look at my Instagram, bro. I have songs on Instagram now. I've been producing my own stuff every morning. I get up, I go crazy on the.
You're producing instrumentals?
I do I drop the instrumental into the cake. You know what I'm saying? Cakewalk.
And, yeah, FL.
I don't use FL. FL is it costs too much. So I'm using a free version that gives me the same thing FL Studios gives you, but for free.
Nice. How many total instrumentals do you got now?
I probably have about 20 downloaded, but I have about 4. Let me click into it real quick. I'll tell you how many songs I've created.
Nice.
I was gonna do a whole album. I'm literally in the process of making my whole album, and I'm gonna drop like a random album for my own self, for nobody but myself. You know what I'm saying? But,
Accountability Angel says, mentally preparing for my time with my kidnapper. What are you talking about? The court shit? What happened with the court shit? Cajun says, yeah, audit them. I'd like to see us go over LA FOIA, Louisiana FOIA. They've gotten even worse than the last time. Yeah, I am willing to do that every fucking day of the week if there's people out there like Jamie that are serious about it. And he did show me he was serious because, I asked him, hey, print out the pages. He printed them out and he told me he read through them. And
I think I did a little bit more than that. I think I went out
and he read,
ballpark.
Yeah. And he read through his state. He read, right.
Bill of Rights and the Constitution and highlighted all 3 of them.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. Are you willing to go in there with a clipboard?
Yeah, I was looking for a clipboard around my house right now.
That's going to be the fucking answer. That's going to be the answer. Because that way you can...
How am I going to hold my papers?
Right. When you're standing there and you're jotting shit down, you're jotting it down on your hardcover clipboard. That's the best way to go about it. So... And now what I'm going to tell you, since a clipboard could hold like maybe, I don't know, 100 pages on it, now in your clipboard you got 17 pages of your FOIA. What else are you going to have in your clipboard? You're going to have the Bill of Rights, right? But you're going to have the trespass code in there. So when any officer comes and tells me you're going to come and get trespass, you tell him, sir, you read it to him on cam and you show him how it does not apply. You're going to have a few things pack it in your clipboard. That way you be ready at all times.
Right. And like you was talking about earlier, like we're going to go over certain things that are going to be very crucial that I need to know. Like This is a
Right.
lot on these pages, but I need to know specific parts.
And that ain't shit. 15 pages. That's nothing. But they're
for
specific. Yeah, they're
But
specific
for
shit.
me, I don't read. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I haven't
Right.
done that since school, and I'm really
Accountability
focused on doing it
Angel.
now.
Accountability Angel says she was sentenced for 6 weeks, 6 weekends. Damn. So
That's crazy.
a month and 2 weeks. But what was the what was the charge? What was the charge? Make sure, Angel, when you're in there, you know, keep your head up, man. Keep your head up. You know, you'll be out. If they do have access to the library in there, read through the codes, man. Read through the FOIA. You know,
You're
come
saying
out strong.
somebody is going to jail that's in the comments right now?
Yep.
That's wild, man.
2 counts of battery. Right,
Everything.
2 counts of battery and 1 count of obstruction. Golly. Golly. Cindy, hello there. Long time.
Make sure you put some money on your books before you go in there.
Gary, hello there. Dr. Sammy, hello there. You're smoking on a hookah? No, I guess not. I thought it sounded like the water boiling in a hookah.
Oh, yeah, my fault. I had my hookah going. My fault, bro.
Yeah. That sounds good, though. I should have set up a hookah before this stream. But anyhow, yep, let's carry on.
Man, I needed the tobacco hit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's carry on here. When you're ready, go to FOIA coordinator.
All right. Give me 1 second. I got you.
Sure. Open Meetings Act. Enforcement. Oh, shit. So, okay. Enforcement must be declaratory relief, which is Section 5, 10,005. Enforcement may be declaratory relief, but we'll go over that when we're ready.
Okay. You want me to go over FOIA coordinator?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, yeah, and I pulled the thing up on my laptop. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs created so far.
Instrumentals?
No, actual songs that I've
Oh, songs, full songs. Nice. I gotta check those out. Is it freestyle or written?
So for one of these, my boy was like, "Bro, have you been freestyling in any of them?" And I was like, "Man, I didn't even think of that." So I went in and freestyled some shit, and I uploaded it to my Instagram. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. I say some pretty berserk shit, but it's all real. You know what I'm saying? Everything real.
Yeah. Definitely check it out.
I tagged you on Instagram too. Don't forget to look at that. I made the video talking about the FOIA, all this, all my stuff highlighted that we're discussing tonight.
Excuse me. Audit them at Instagram, right?
No. Are you saying that's me?
Mine.
Yeah. No, I tagged you.
Yeah, definitely, for sure, bro. Oh, I forgot to say, I got a website now, man. My website is
You can send it to me on my phone so I don't mess up anything on the phone right now.
Well, it's easy though. The website is FOIAstore.com. But yeah, let's carry on here, man. FOIA coordinator, hit that.
Hold on, we're looking at your store real quick. We're gonna shout out this store real quick. FOIAstore.com.
Tell me what you see on there.
Welcome to FOIA Auditor. Featured products. We got some exclusive hoodies. White hoodies. Those yours?
Yep. With the seal on them,
my boy.
But you know what? I'm gonna put it black hoodie because the white hoodie is probably get dirty fast or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Gray with white lettering.
No. Black hoodie with the same seal, the same exact seal, and then the letters would be white. Yep, the letters would be white.
That looks like the one on the right looks like a government
seal.
A government seal, bro.
Well, no, it says investigative FOIA auditor, ILCS 140. But read that quote right above it. What does that quote say?
IT, the gov, don't the people will audit them.
No, the grammar's bad on it. It basically says if the people don't, if the government don't, the people will audit them.
Okay, I see it now. It looks like a P on my screen. So
Yeah.
small. It's my phone is sideways too, so it's hard to.
But
That's a cool.
which hoodie would you go with though? If you were to choose one, would you go with the one with the big logo or the small logo?
Personal preference,
Yeah.
small logo, and stuff on the sleeve. We are the
Oh, I
people.
see. Okay, okay.
You
So
see
you
what I'm
the
saying?
small
Things
logo
like that.
looks better than the big one, right?
110%. It looks
Right.
official. The other one
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like you know what I'm saying? I can go
Eh,
to Ocean City and grab a hoodie just like that.
Right, right. The smaller one looks better. Yeah, for
But
sure.
you're able to see. But if somebody really is walking up to you and really wants to see that seal, then they can have the confrontation right on the camera, looking at the seal. You know what I'm
Well, what
saying?
I might be doing is I might be ordering that seal on hardcover too, where I have it on a fucking emblem walking through the door. Because there's
Facts.
nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with FOIA auditing. You don't have to have no special certificate or credential because it says you got the right to observe public officials
And
while you're over there auditing through FOIA.
I'm not
And
getting paid for this.
if you keep up the if you really show your work and this and that, I'm not gonna confirm nor deny, but I'll say maybe you might receive a seal like that. I'm gonna say maybe.
Bro, we don't have to put nothing in the works because everything is day by day. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to take it day by day. If you don't take it day by day, you get stressed on things. So if it happens, it happens. You feel me? And I'm feeling. I will rep that feel 100%.
For sure, man. Because in your state also it's called FOIA. The only thing that we would do is change the numbers on that seal from 140 to number 14. Because yours is your state code, whatever it is, and at
29.
29, right?
Title 29.
So it'll say in the middle there title. It'll say investigative FOIA auditor title 29. But you know what, man? Get out there for real, bro, and just stay calm. And you really be the boss. You facilitate. You instruct them. And
That's why
yeah,
we're going over this right now, bro. Going on an hour. Come on now.
for sure. Carry on. Carry on.
Um,
FOIA coordinator.
FOIA coordinator and or his or her designate
Designee.
designee working in cooperation with other employees and representatives shall make every reasonable
No, wait a
effort.
minute. Wait a minute. Slow down. Slow down. Each public body shall designate a FOIA coordinator.
Let me highlight this.
But read it from the beginning. FOIA coordinator.
FOIA coordinator and or his or her designee working in cooperation.
No, you skipped the line, man. You're at number 2. Read G. FOIA coordinator.
I see. I was looking at FOIA coordinator down there. FOIA coordinator. Each public body shall
Designate.
designate a FOIA coordinator who shall serve as a point of contact for FOIA requests. And I have all that highlighted. And a coordinate, the public body. Yeah, my speech and reading is horrible, but
No, you're good, bro.
bear with me. Coordinate the public body's responses thereto. The FOIA coordinator shall, bro, these are some big words. Coordinator shall be identified on the public body's website, and each public body shall provide the name and the contact
Wow.
information for the FOIA coordinator to the Attorney General. The public body shall update this information on its website and with Attorney General within 20 working days of any change in its FOIA coordinator and or the FOIA coordinator's
Okay.
contact information.
Slow down, slow down. That one sounds interesting. Real quick, criminalized for being family. You go through FOIA appeals on Tuesday. What state are you referring to? What state are you referring to? If you don't mind me asking. Okay, so let's go over that section again, Jamie, because it is interesting. FOIA coordinator, each public body shall designate a FOIA coordinator who shall serve as the point of contact for FOIA requests and coordinate the public body's response thereto. The FOIA coordinator shall be identified on the public body's website for each public body, with the provide the name and the contact information. That's fucking beautiful. So if your entire state has 1,000 municipalities, that means we should have a FOIA officer's name on 1,000 websites, and that's just one of your audits there, bro. That's one of your
So
checklists. That's one of your many of your checklists.
how do I see? I just circled that entire section.
When
But
you
how do
get
I
to their when
see?
you get to their store, when you get to the city hall, you ask them to show you that on their computer.
Okay.
That's the bottom diddly. So carry on, and you tell them the number, man. This is
With the
10
recorder going.
with the film on.
Okay.
But you can't go in there with your cell phone. You need to go to a thrift shop, and you got to get a camcorder with a VHS on it.
You serious?
Nah, bro.
Oh my god.
Come on, man.
What
You
the
gotta go to a
fuck?
thrift shop, and you gotta get a VHS camcorder. Michigan,
Okay.
Michigan MCL law sucks. Michigan sucks, the FOIA law. But she said she got denied a body cam because the city attorney, sex offender relative has fallen subject to my FOIA audit. Wow.
That's
That's
crazy.
amazing.
And
That's
that's in
amazing.
Michigan.
And you know what? I would love to hear more about that story. If you'd love to, if you'd like to discuss it, we could further discuss that. Let me know the details. But if you do have an appeal, wish you the best of it. So okay, let's carry on here. Let's see what it says. FOIA coordinator of the public body shall update this information on the website within 20 days. FOIA coordinator contact information. The FOIA coordinator may designate other employees to act.
To perform
Shit.
specific duties
The
and
fucking
functions here under.
the screen cut off. Okay, here we go. To perform other duties here under. Yep. So that means a designee. The designated is the main FOIA coordinator. Okay, so now carry on. Go to section 2.
I'm highlighting some things real quick. Sorry.
Yep.
The FOIA coordinator and or his or her designee, working in cooperation with other employees and representatives, shall make every reasonable effort to assist assist the requesting party in identifying the records being sought and to assist the public body in locating and providing the requested records. The FOIA coordinator and or his or her designee will also work to foster cooperation between the public body and the requesting party.
That's beautiful, man. And this is not written in the Illinois one, but look at what it's telling you. The FOIA coordinator and or his designee will also work to foster cooperation between the public body and the requesting party. You are the requesting party. Ma'am, you did identify yourself as a designee. I need your cooperation here.
Right, okay.
Okay, carry on. Section 3.
Sorry, I'm highlighting. In addition to the foregoing responsibilities, the FOIA coordinator shall maintain a document tracking all FOIA requests for each FOIA request. The document shall include at a minimum the requesting party's contact information. Does that mean me?
Let me see where you're at. Read it over.
3. In addition for the foregoing responsibilities, the FOIA coordinator shall maintain a document tracking all FOIA requests for each FOIA request.
Okay, where are you at? You're on number 3, right?
Yeah.
Number 3.
And then
In addition to foregoing responsibilities, the FOIA coordinator shall maintain a document tracking for all FOIA requests. That just means that they have to keep track. They have to keep a log.
For each FOIA request, the document shall include a minimum of requesting the party's contact information. Does that mean me?
Yeah. Your contact information is your email or a generated code that you create. Or your first name, last name, your blood type, your social, and the size of your t-shirt.
So the least amount is probably an email.
Yeah. Ma'am, I'm coming to pick you could send these to my email. Ma'am, I'm coming to pick these records up in person, and this is my generated code. You create a code of the date and put the letter F on the end. That's my generated code. When I come back here in the next 15 days, I'll present my generated code so you could verify that I am the requester.
So I make when I make the request, I make that C69, for example. Not really, but C69. That is my request, okay?
At the bottom you write the words, my generated code for pickup is 7-30-2023-F.
Okay, and then I say, can you please sign this and make a photocopy and give me back the original? That way you have a hard copy as well.
Yeah, yeah. Can I please have a copy? They may not be required to make you a copy, but you can inform them that it is courteous if they do so. It's courteous and it's courteous and forthcoming. Now
especially with the days that they have in here. I can say, ma'am, there's specific amounts of days that were. I see what you're saying now.
Now, but this is the thing. We still have not verified if you have to put your first and last name, okay, or if you have to put your home address. So let's keep on reading, because in Michigan you do.
Okay. Information. I'm going to read. For each FOIA request, the document shall include at a minimum the requesting party's contact information, the date the public body received the request, the public body's response deadline, the date of the public body's response, including the reasons for any extension.
Mm-hmm. If they put an extension, you're going to wait 30 days in that dumbass state. If they put an extension, you're going to wait 30 days for your records. But carry on.
What is that? Does that matter? I just gotta wait that 30 days.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you just gotta wait that 30 days.
And I go to a different place and do another audit.
Exactly. But the reason why you're going to these places is because why? What's the reason for you to go to the place that you don't even live in? What's the purpose of that?
To see if they're actually having all this information posted.
Exactly. That's your duty. That's your duty. That's the right. That's your inquiry. You know, that's freedom. And so go ahead and carry on.
Like I said, I'm not making any money from this. I don't know if you're making any money from
No, you want to be listen, my channel been up and running for 3 years before I put any declaratory bulletins on my shit.
Right.
But it's not about the money. It's about, I've been through some shit that put me on to finding the truth.
You're 100% right, and that's where I'm at with it. I just wanted to make that clear that I'm not out here for a profitable reason to make this content. I'm out here just to simply wake people up and to show them what we're doing right here, right now. Anyone can do. You know what I'm saying?
See, like, for example, look at this person right here. Tasty said, I need help in Delaware. Now, when Jamie becomes a FOIA auditor, he may be able to assist you in your state.
Yo,
but
Tasty, you can hit me on Instagram, Nephew Jamie.
But what are you referring to, Tasty? What is it that you need assistance on? Jamie, go ahead and carry on. Carry on, please.
Loud and clear. For any extension, the names, the contact information, the dates of correspondence with individuals contacted in the connection with requests, the dates of review by the public bodies, and/or administrative fees addressed, and the date of final disposition.
Disposition, the final disposition. Okay, go to H, response for request. Oh, we read response for request, 15 days.
Okay, right there. Yeah, let me take another hit if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you printed those on paper, bro, because those are what's gonna go on your clipboard next.
100% right, bro.
Yep.
Give me 60 seconds to a minute. You know what I'm saying? We chilling, and I'll get right back on it.
All right, cool. Let me check the people in the comment section.
Talk to the people, my boy. Audit them, my boy. Encourages everybody else to audit them. Come on now.
Tasty says, I just came on. Is there someone here in Delaware? They are telling me here that only a lawyer can do FOIA. Who told you only a lawyer can do FOIA?
That's crazy.
Police issues, they said no. And that's crazy. How the fuck are we reading over the Delaware code? The first time in my life I see the person by the name of Tasty come in here and talk about FOIA in Delaware, and we're going over it right now.
It's a troll then, bro. We chilling. Just ignore it. You feel me?
No, I don't think that's a troll.
You don't think so? You really think he in Delaware?
John, hello there. Good morning. I don't know who that person is, Tasty, But I don't think that they're trolling though. They said no 911 calls, no body cam, no FOIA, need a lawyer.
I'm not sure then.
3 police stations. Almost she said. So tell me okay, so what job title, which employee told you you need a lawyer to submit FOIA? What was their title? Were they a police chief? Was it a town clerk? Who was it? Madness. Hello there, Madness. First time seeing you. I'm seeing a lot of first time people in here. Criminalized, first time. File online so you could create a record. Online is garbage. Filing online. Well, it depends. If you file online, never file through a portal. Always go through an email. But you could definitely keep record if you do go in person as well, because you could take a digital image of it with your phone, or you can receive a copy from the employee, which is also going to keep record. Tasty says, I've been subbed. How does asking questions equate to a troll? No, I don't think he's a troll. I don't think she's a troll.
That was me. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking.
Yeah. The officers answering the phones. We are one party state, and I recorded it. Nice. Tasty. If you want, send me an email. Tasty recipes on a budget. Send me an email and tell me what situation you're going through, and I may be able to help assist you with that, because we are going over the code right now, and your state code is written real nice, you know. And the same with criminalized. Please send me an email as well if you're having some FOIA issues out there in Michigan, because what that does is it encourages me to read you guys' state code, so we can all have a better understanding on it. Cindy, if you could please put my email in the comment section for the good folks here to send me an email. KST, I did go over your email. If that was you that sent it to me, and I was asking myself, what is the issue? What do you find is the issue in their response? Criminalized said also, if you can't find a FOIA officer email to anyone on city council, they have to forward it to the proper person. I do agree with that. I do totally agree with that. But first, go search for the clerk's email instead of just any other employee, because there will be some employees that will ignore it. But the clerk is 9 times out of 10 is one of the coordinators, FOIA officer. She said MCL Law 15.231 provides that all persons are entitled to full and complete information as to the public body fulfillment of statutory functions and concerning the inner workings of government in general. You see, that's why you got people out here like Jamie, for example. Jamie, the other day, he waved a flare and he said he wanted to start reading through FOIA. 2 days later, he went and grabbed the highlighter, and a week later, he grabbed the highlighter and started flaring through his pages with the highlighter. And now he's waving a flag saying he's ready. So because he said he's ready, now we got 3 additional people coming in the comment section talking about FOIA. This is how we do it, guys. This is we got Illinois FOIA, we got Michigan FOIA, and we got
there's a Maryland FOIA.
Delaware FOIA.
There's somebody in here that says Annapolis audits knows the code for Maryland. John said that.
Tasty says my SOL is going to be up and to file an intent to sue. I had a serious retaliation arrest. Was calling for help for my autistic child. Charges were dropped by the AG. Yeah, definitely. But whoever told you that here is my email if you guys want to send me an email. Whoever told you you need an Esquire to file a FOIA, they're just telling you lies. They denied. KST said they denied my request about names. of employee. Oh yeah. Now I do remember KST. Now I do remember. You said they denied your request about names of employees who were terminated or disciplined. No. They did not deny your request.
Correct.
They're trying to play you.
Yep.
What they're trying to do is they want clarification on what you mean by terminated. They want clarification on that. So what you got to do, KST, is you have to find another way of wording what records you're looking for. You have to find another way. So maybe use a different word. Don't use the word terminated. Use the word resigned. Resigned or employees. There's another word for it. It could be terminated too, but they're trying to test your patience.
Well,
But now, but now let me ask you. Now let me ask you a question, KST. What exactly? What are you trying to accomplish? What records are you trying to get besides you wanting the employees that are terminated records? What's your end goal? Are you trying to figure out if there was a specific employee for this or that, or what are you referring to? Criminalized says Texas is shady as it gets. Bogdan says I am a truck driver and my rights are violated all the time. Shout out you guys. Thank you for doing great work. Thank you for being in the chat. T. What ando? Tasty says I recorded everything during the interaction, but I want body cam footage of the conversation by the officers in the cruiser. Been trying to call on and off for FOIA over a year. Well, like I said, this is how we're gonna come to it. Send me an email. They might ask you to send your no, they're gonna send you language, and we'll go take it step by step. FOIA language. When they respond, that means they have to use language from the FOIA to respond. John says, how about removed from position? That's another good one you could check. That word.
He said he said that he couldn't get that information, right?
No, not that he couldn't get that information. What happened? They hit him back with saying we need you to clarify what you mean, quote unquote, by terminated or termination.
Okay.
So they're trying to give you the runaround, and so you could keep on talking and confuse them, so they could say we don't understand and not send you the record.
Right. I thought it was because I remember reading something that said if they try to not give you the request, or they deny it with their terminology, then you can go to the Attorney General and make a statement straight to the Attorney General that he has to read what you said.
Right. Fuck all that noise. Yeah, that's declaratory relief. Go to the Attorney General, but the Attorney General sometimes work hand in hand with them. KST says
we're learning.
We're learning step by step. KST says that was my first FOIA. Definitely, you wanted somewhere to start. Well, that's a great start. And what I would do if you really want to get those records of who was terminated, I will first and foremost identify who the FOIA officer is. Second and foremost, I would call the FOIA officer on the phone and ask them if they would be willing to honor my oral request. Ma'am, I need the records of the terminated employees. Oh, she's going to tell me over the phone, I don't understand what you mean by terminated. She's not going to tell me that shit over the phone. So at the end goal is, those are the records you want. Those are the records that you're looking for. We're going to receive those records. And that's the mindset that you should have, Jamie, that if you know a record exists, just know you will, and it's not exempt, that you will receive those records.
Right, okay.
That's the mindset. So let's carry on, man.
You said H, right?
Yep. Response to request.
The public body shall respond to a FOIA request as soon as it is possible. As soon as possible. But in any event, within 15 business days after the receipt thereof, either by providing access to the requested records, denying access to the records or parts of them, or by advising that additional time is needed because the request is
voluminous.
There, I would have never got that. Records What does voluminous mean?
Voluminous, it means like I said, in Illinois it means more than 500 pages,
More than
or
500 big.
no,
Okay, yep.
or more requests that are from several departments. It's almost like voluminous, you know. It looks like
Okay.
voluminous, yeah, but
Depending
it's
on each state, it's going to be different to their terminology.
different to the terminology and the
Okay.
definition.
Voluminous records requires legal advice or a record in storage or archived. If access cannot be provided within 15 business days, the public body shall cite one of the reasons hereunder why more time is needed and provided a good faith estimate of how much additional time is required to fulfill the request. I'm gonna circle this.
Right, and you see how it says right here, they need to cite. You see the word cite, and then here under, those two words are telling you that it's called FOIA language. They have to cite language from the FOIA Act to respond to you. But let's go ahead and carry on. Section 2.
Highlighting, and I got you. I just want to circle some things that way I can go back tonight or tomorrow and just study these things I got circled. If the public body denies a request in a whole or in a part, the public body's response shall not indicate the reasons for the denial. The
shall indicate.
If the public body denies a request in whole or in part, the public body's response shall indicate the reasons for the denial.
Right. Again, FOIA language.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
I'm starting to understand it now.
Yeah.
The public body shall not be required to provide an index or any other complication as to each record or part of a record denied.
Look at what T-Dot says. Once you do the reading, you've done the heavy lifting. That's true.
I appreciate that. What is it? What's his name? T-Dot?
Yep, Tribe.
The Tribe, I appreciate that, bro.
So who's in here from DE and their IG?
What are you talking about?
That's what Tasty Recipes is asking. KST John says, is it safe to assume that saying the word fired would be a red flag? I was gonna say that's a good word too to put in that request. It might be not but you never know. You could wait for their response. KST says, at least they didn't ask me to detail, and I didn't use my email that I would use to communicate with the school. I did the FOIA with email without revealing my name. Yeah, for sure. Just create a new email and start fresh. Don't put your name or none of that shit on there. They like to retaliate.
That's what you were talking to me about, creating an entire separate YouTube.
Right. They like to retaliate and do fuckery, and there's a lot of trolls that do fuckery. So just do your right, which is freedom.
To be honest, let somebody catch me out in public, man. You ain't catching me in public. You know what I'm saying? I be secluded, no locations, no active locations, ghost on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mess with VPN on. I don't mess around. You know what I'm saying?
Tasty says, so we can put the request in writing at the place we are asking for the FOIA form. So if a cop is at Troop
2, okay, in Camden. Troop 2.
Oh, Troop 2, okay.
That's where I'm legally allowed to request it. So we can put the request in writing at the place where we are asking. So, Tasty, what I was trying to do earlier, talking to him, was I'm going to request my body cam footage that I had the interaction with at Troop 3 in Dover area. I don't know the exact location, but it's Troop 3. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going in there filming, if they allow it, and requesting my body.
Not if they allow it. What are you talking about? In the police station?
Like, you know what I'm saying? If they
first and foremost, you fucked up. You said if they try to push you out. First and foremost, you fucked up.
Camera, you know
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Slow down. First and foremost, you fucked up. You said you wanted to go get police records from the police station Take your cheesy ass to the city hall, submit the request in the city hall, and have the city hall forward it over to the police station. Why the fuck do you want to go do an intimidation tactic for them, standing behind a bulletproof glass in a small ass section for FOIA records when you could go through the city with a nice lobby? With a nice lobby, go through the city and do your records that you want to receive from the police, but do it through the city side. And they have a duty to forward it to the police.
I'm going to go to the city hall, request Troop 3's body cam footage, the dates, everything that I have that I need in FOIA terminology. They're going to do all the heavy.
Not in FOIA terminology. When you do a FOIA request, you make it as simple as possible. It got to be your own terminology.
Okay, yeah. So the date, the time, everything that I need written down properly. And submitted to the city
Man, listen,
hall.
it's gonna be real direct. Okay, it has to say body worn camera of Officer John Doe on July 1st, so on and so forth. But you gotta specify just from the time period from 4:30 to 5. Don't say the whole day, because then that's when they're gonna say voluminous and fees and all the fuckery. Just get what you need and that's it, you know.
And I'm pretty sure that's what he needed to hear as well. Q, let him know, audit them, know if you needed to hear that, Tasty, because I'm pretty sure that's what you needed to hear, Tasty.
That's info for Tasty too. And Tasty, go to the city hall. Now let me ask you to clarify: is Troop 3? What is that? Is that a city name?
No, Troop 3 is a state and local police station that is combined. There's a Troop 1 near Sussex, I believe. Or it might be in Smyrna.
But that's strange. If that's a direct police station, so let me ask you this: Troop 2 and Troop 3 and Troop 4, those are all in the city of Camden?
No, they're spread out. One was just moved, but they're all spread out differently.
Okay. Well, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing and this is your first time, and I would say just send them an email to begin with. Send your request in an email. Don't use their online portal. And wait for the response. That's it.
Troop 3 is in Camden. He just said that.
Identify what public body you're requesting records from. So you get, But now let's go ahead and carry on. Where are we?
Can you read that next section so I can
Sure. Request for email. Request for email records shall be fulfilled by the public body from its own records. If doing so, I'm going to have to read that over again. If doing so can be accomplished by the public body reasonable. Okay, so let's read this from the beginning. Request for email. Request for email records shall be fulfilled by the public body from its own records. If doing so can be accomplished by the public body with reasonable effort. If the public body determines that it cannot fulfill all or any portion of such request, the public body shall promptly request that its information and technology personnel or custodians provide the email records to the public body. Beautiful. So that's just telling you that their emails during their course of their duty is subject to FOIA. And if the employee himself is unable to, they don't have the knowledge to send over those records, they would ask their IT employees in the city to gather those records and send them to the requester.
Okay. I highlighted that, by the way. I'm almost done.
So KST says, so shoot another email and say I want names and dates of employees who were removed or resigned from their positions or face disciplinary action. KST, this is what I'm going to ask you here. What are you trying to achieve in that request? What is it that you're trying to achieve? What are you trying to achieve? Tell me what you're trying to achieve so we could figure out how we're going to word what records you're trying to get. let's go ahead and carry on, Jamie. Section I,
Okay.
request for emails. Go to the next one, Section 2.
Before requesting the information and technology personnel or custodians to provide email records, the public body shall provide an itemized written cost estimate to the requesting party, listing all charges expected to be incurred in retrieving such records. Upon receipt of estimate, the request party may decide whether to proceed with or cancel or modify the request.
Yeah, that's probably the employee's happiest fucking statute. Because it's going to say, let me tell this peon his bill is $1,000 because he requested a whole week of body cam footage. And that's how they derail people and fail people. But when the real person is really reading through the code and they realize that, hey, wait a minute, he doesn't need all that. He just needs what, you know. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Section J.
Requesting for other non-custodial records,
Non-custodial.
non-custodial records, if all or any portion of the FOIA request seeks records controlled by the public body but are not within its position or cannot otherwise be
Possession.
possession or cannot otherwise be fulfilled by the public body with a reasonable effort from the records it processes, then the public body shall promptly request that the relevant custodian provide the non-custodial records to the public body.
Alrighty, what does that mean?
That means
What section are we on? J, right?
yeah, yeah. It's basically saying if the public body is not within the possession or cannot otherwise be fulfilled with the records that I'm fulfilling, then the custodian will provide the non-custodial records to the public body.
Okay, slow down. Let's read it over. Request for non-custodial records. Request for non-custodial records. So if any portion, if all or any portion of a FOIA request seeks records controlled by the public body but are not within its possession or cannot otherwise be fulfilled by the public body with reasonable effort from the records it possesses, then the public body shall promptly request that the relevant custodian provide the non-custodial records to the public body. So tell me what that means.
That the if the custodial is me being the public body.
No, the public body, we define public body. Public body is in yours council, in your wording, in your state wording. A public body is a council. So what is a council? When you're standing in a county building that has council, when you're standing in a municipality that has council, a city hall has council chamber, that's a public body. Public body is the city, is the government agency.
Okay,
You're not the public body. The building, right?
Okay,
You're not the public body. So tell me what section J means.
If the public body cannot fulfill the request.
Okay, let me make it simple for you. This section, all this section is telling you, if you're requesting records from the city and their public works section is in a different building a mile down the road.
Okay.
Your city hall that you're standing in on their own time has to call that public works and say, hey, John Doe, I need you to go through the file cabinet and get these records for this requester. That's all that means. So they have a duty. Yeah.
The records that I would be requesting from Troop 3, say, I'd be saying, okay, I'm trying to request these things. They don't have these things, so they call Troop 3 and request the correct documents, and they'll have somebody there
Well, that's only if it's in the same municipality. You can't go to, for example, you
Right,
can't
yeah,
go
no,
to,
that'd be
yeah,
at my town,
your town. Right, right.
Dover. Technically, that's where the government buildings are.
Okay, so let's go ahead and carry on. Number 2.
Before requesting any non-custodial records, the public body shall provide an itemized written cost estimate to the requesting party, listing all charges expected to be incurred in retrieving such records. Upon the receipt of the estimate, a requesting party may decide whether to proceed with, cancel, or modify the request.
Okay, beautiful. Or modify the request. Before requesting a non-custodial records, the public body shall provide an estimated written cost estimate to the requesting party, listing all charges expected to be incurred in retrieving such records. Now they might throw $1,000 bill at you, but you got to think about it. How would the
I'll word it right.
how would the employee, you'll word it right, right? But how would the
I'll make
employee
sure to have
how would the
specific
employee come to $1,000 bill when retrieving the record just simply means getting off the seat, going to a hard file cabinet because you're looking up records from 4 years ago, going into a hard file cabinet and retrieving those records? That'll take 5 minutes. And that's not saying that if it's in a different building. If it's in a different building, wait a minute. If it's in a different building, it'll take 7 minutes. Because the phone ringing is 1 minute. Talking on the phone and requesting it from John Doe would take an additional 2 minutes. So it'll be all under an hour. So now we need to find out. Now we need to find out about the fees in your state Freedom of Information Code. Because if they're gonna throw a fee flag at you, at least you know that it's written in the state code. So let's go ahead and carry on. Section K. Go ahead.
Reviewed by public body. Excuse me. Prior to the disclosure, records may be reviewed by the public body to ensure that those records or portions of records deemed non-public may be removed. What is that?
Pursuant to 10,002. So that's referencing you back up to number 10,002. Go ahead and carry on.
Of this title or any other applicable provision of law in reviewing the records, all documents shall be considered public records, unless subject to one of the exceptions set forth in 10,002.
Unless subject to one of the exceptions set forth in 10. Yep, you remember 10,002 is exemptions.
Triple.
I don't think they call it. Exemptions in your state, but they're saying the word exceptions.
Exceptions, yep. Sorry.
These records are public records, except personal social security, names, unique identifiers.
Okay. I'm putting that, highlighting that right there.
Okay. Hours of review. The public body shall provide reasonable access for reviewing public records during normal, regular business hours. Yep, I like to inspect the internet browsing history of the sworn deputy clerk on the first day, and I like to request these records in person.
I don't want to see that.
I like to request these records in person. So now that's telling you section L, which is hours of review. No, ma'am. Hours of review. The public shall provide reasonable access for reviewing. Ma'am, I did not request to review these records on hardcover. I didn't ask for a copy of these records. I asked to inspect these records in the same format that they were created.
Correct.
So that's a new flag. Go ahead to the next one then. Section M, fees.
Can you read a couple of them for me, bro?
M, fees. Unless otherwise set forth in the Delaware Code or any applicable code or county or municipal public body, and that's a beautiful section because it says applicable to a county. Fees otherwise set forth in Delaware Code of applicable to code of county or municipal body, the fees shall apply. Okay, photograph fees. Go ahead and continue.
In instances in which paper records are provided to a requesting party, photocopying fees shall be as follows.
Okay, slow down, slow down, slow down. In instances in which paper records are provided. So it's going to tell you you could receive paper records. They got to charge you for that. But if you're submitting an electronic, it may be otherwise.
Right.
Unless if you're requesting, like, they'll specify 1 gigabyte or whatever. But go ahead and carry on.
This is just talking about the next two paragraphs, just talking about the size sheets.
No, not what it's talking about, because they might wave a flag on you, and you got to know every point.
Standard size black white copies. The first 20 pages of standard size black white copies material shall be provided free of charge. First 20 pages. Like I said earlier, the charge.
Okay, beautiful. Anyhow,
Charge.
you
Yeah, I
could
have that
you could
highlighted.
read that
That's
on
why
your
I
own
said that.
time. That's
Yep.
17 pages. You should be able to simmer through that on a daily basis. Now, section 10,005. No. Like I said, 10,005. Right?
It's triple on my. It's a triple on mine, but
No, because I'm saying 10. Oh, you got how many numbers you got in there?
I
Three
got
or four?
O's.
3 O's. Okay, so it's 10,005.
Okay, 10,004. Okay, I see now.
10,005 enforcement. Go ahead. Go ahead and read through it. Section A.
I'm looking for 5 right now. I have all.
I had a dream once that I was teaching a class, but I was shouting at them. So it was almost like, was I a coach or a teacher?
Bro, that dream.
And that was a dream, bro. And I'm not shouting for no reason. I'm shouting because,
I don't see it as shouting. You just making sure this is instilled, and I see it. And
instilled. That's the key word. That is the key word.
I'm looking for 105 right now. Give me a second, bro. I can't find it.
Let's see what we got in the comment section here. John, as far as I know, you are recording in public areas of the government faculty.
I found 105. Let me know whenever you're ready.
It's legal. Okay, go ahead.
Section I, right?
Section 10,005 enforcement. A.
Enforcement A. The deliberations?
Enforcement.
Oh,
what number?
It's at the bottom of this page. Okay, and then it goes on to the next page. My fault. Any action taken at a meeting in violation of this chapter may be voidable by the court of Chancery. Any citizen may challenge the validity under this chapter of any action of a public body by filing suit within 60 days of the citizens learning of such action, but in no event later than 6 months after the date of the action. You want me to go into B?
Next.
Any citizen denied to public records, as provided in this chapter, may bring suit within 60 days of such denial.
That's what you were talking about.
Correct.
Enforcement. So in our state, it's called declaratory relief, but look how strong it is. In your state, it's called enforcement. So you being a FOIA auditor, you have the measure of enforcement. Go ahead and carry on.
See enforcement.
10,005, 10,005.
Okay, now I have 2 pages. I have to. It's on the bottom of it. I see what you mean.
So look, you got 10 at 5. You got 10. You got enforcement at 6. At 6, you got video conferencing. At 6A, it has open meetings, and then at 7, it has education, and that's the end of the 15th page. This is a great read.
Wait, you're saying that it's 105, right? 105A. We just read that. You see
A,
that, right?
right, yep, and you got B all the way up to F. In
Up to
105,
F. Yes, I see. Yep. You want me to
up
read that?
up to F, yep. Read section B now.
Okay. Let me stand up for a second, move my back. I've been
And
sitting
like I
freaking
told you,
staring.
this section that you're reading now is called enforcement. You being a FOIA officer, by the time you finish reading this paragraph, you're going to see that you have the potential to be enforcement, and you don't have to have no certification or none of that.
Okay.
Because when you reach out to the state's attorney general, you say, ma'am, I may have to proceed with enforcement here. The word that you're saying, enforcement, is to be found in your FOIA code. You're not using words that you just imaginary create or whatever.
Right.
Or you're not acting like you have some type of authority or anything.
Right.
This is telling you that it's your duty. So go ahead and continue, section B.
Any citizen denied any citizen denied access to public records as provided in this chapter may bring suit within 60 days such denial. Venue? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Venue in such cases where access to public records is denied shall be placed in a court of
Contempt jurisdiction.
Contempt jurisdiction for the county or city in which the public body ordinarily meets or in which the plaintiff resides. Notwithstand, what is that?
Notwithstanding.
That's a whole word. What the fuck? Notwithstanding the foregoing, a person denied access to public records by an administrative office or officer, a department head, commissions, or what is that?
Carry on. Skip to the next word. Skip to the next word.
Of state government.
If you don't know the word, just zip through it and then on your own later time define it.
Right. Okay. State of state government which the attorney general is obligated to represent pursuant to S 2504 of this title must within 60 days of denial present a petition and all supporting documentation to the chief deputy as described in subsection E of this section. Thereafter, the
Let me see. The petitioner
or public body, the attorney general is otherwise obligated to represent, may appeal and adverse decision on the record to the superior court within 60 days of the attorney general's decision.
You see, so that's telling you that you have declaratory relief. Any citizen, that means that exactly what it says. Any citizen denied access to public records as provided in chapter may bring suit. So it means you may bring suit if they deny you. Means that you may bring litigation. Sue them.
Subject to compensation.
Is subject to compensation if it depends on what's written. It depends on what's written and the case and all that fuckery. This is not legal. This is not legal advice. This is not just a disclaimer. This is not legal advice. This is not flan and flan. Correct. This is the FOIA Act. So when you read through this shit, you got to take it step by step.
Yep.
Any citizen that is denied. Okay, carry on. Section C.
In any action brought.
And we are eligible. We are eligible for a freestyle after this session. But go ahead and carry on.
I am so freaking tired, bro. It's almost 2 hours. I'm at 2 hours.
I'm not saying with you. I'm saying on my side. But you can go ahead and carry on. And I don't want you. And I don't want you right now to have music in your head. I want you to sleep on these words, so you could in the morning. It's almost like that you resonate with the power that it gives you, which is the freedom of your state. So go ahead and carry on with the Enforcement Act, Section C.
In any action brought under this section, the burden of proof shall be on the custodian of records to justify the denial of access to records, and shall be on the public body to justify a decision to meet in an executive session or any failure to comply with this chapter.
Unbelievable. And I love that these words are not in the Illinois Act, because then that'll be, but it says in the action brought under this section, the burden of proof shall be on the custodian of records to justify the denial. Ma'am, why did you tell the man he couldn't come in here and film? Because I thought that that it was, so on and so forth. But then in the law here it says, in any action brought upon this, the burden of proof shall be on the custodian.
Low-key dumb as box of rocks, you feel me?
No, you never know, because if they're required to have a certificate, then that'll wave a flag if they got a certificate, and they gotta.
You're saying they have to have a certificate to be a FOIA officer?
In Illinois they do,
right?
But I'm not sure about if we verify that in yours. So that'll you'll have statistics.
Verified.
And it says the petition shall be set for.
Give me 2 minutes to do something real quick. You know what I'm saying? Hit the bathroom real quick and come back.
Nah. Anyway, look, it's done and over with here. Because what we've seen. Go ahead and finish what you got to do. I'll engage with the chat, but all we got up to
give me 2
is
minutes.
F.
I have 3 pages left.
Okay, go ahead.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, for sure, bro. KST, are you saying I should resend an email saying I would like to test the validity of the training, and it is the people's duty to do so according to ILCS? No, I'm not saying that you have to test the validity. What I'm saying is that you just brought it up, but you made a good point. You said, are you saying I should resend an email? Maybe the best thing that I could tell you is resend a brand new request. So I missed the comment sections for a little while because we were reading through this code. However, KST, tell me again, what are you trying to achieve by obtaining these records? What is your end goal? So we could figure out how we can receive those records. And when you sit there and KST and you have conversations like you're questioning the FOIA officer, that's a no-no, because they have no duty to engage in that type of conversation via email with you. When you're corresponding with a FOIA officer, that's only for them to clarify on what records you're seeking. Now, if you wanted to know if they're clarified or qualified or not, of course, they're going to send you their certificate that they're required to have. But you requesting a record like that might ring a flag to them to tell them. It's almost like a attitude check that say, oh no, ma'am, you work for the people. Oh no, sir, you work for the people. Oh, this requester asked me. All these 1,000 requesters asked for the same record. They all asked for, taxes and water bills and shit like that. But then out of 100 years, this requester comes and requests my credential. Now they start respecting you more. They'll say, oh, you're knowledgeable or whatever about that section. And they see confidence in you, and they'll say, okay, let me not play games. Let me just send this person the records. I now created a relationship with the FOIA requester, whereas the other 100 requesters or 1,000 requesters, the FOIA officer will keep giving them a runaround through the portal. Not just go through the portal, request it through the portal. So it's like, for your first request, you're doing great because you started with the request. But it's gonna take some time, and you might become a lifetime FOIA requester. Let me just let you know that much. Let's see what else we
60
got
more
here.
seconds and we back into it. All right, bro.
Alrighty, section F.
60 more seconds and I'm back into it. I'm about to hit the hookah real
Oh
quick.
no, you know what? When you come back, bro, what is it on? Okay, all right.
I hit the bathroom, grabbed the Gatorade, grabbed some water. I'm about to hit the hookah real quick, and then I'm back on it. 60
What
seconds.
flavor? What flavor tobacco?
Purple and green, if you know what I'm saying.
Nah, that's slick, bro. You're smoking on double apple. That's great. Excellent.
Yeah, the apple fritter, you know.
Excellent. And then the hookah top. What is it? Like you got a watermelon?
Charcoal on the top. You know
Regular charcoal. Yeah, charcoal on the top, but I got you, bro. But go ahead, man. Come on back.
All right, I got you, bro.
KST says the next will be Lincolnwood Village. Be local. Is that local or Lincolnwood? Village inspector. They played games with my fence inspection. Huh. Definitely KST. Well, if you need FOIA advice in the state of Illinois, there's people that got to say disclaimers as this is not legal advice and this and that. But I'm going to tell you this is verbatim according to the state law. So what we're looking at, the record that you see on the screen, the recording that you see on the screen, the writings, the verbatim, the words, it's to set you free. It's not to derail you or steer you wrong or anything here, there too. No, it's to set you free. And if you want to achieve truth, you got to read through these pages, because that's how Jamie, for example, he's empowering himself from this step. I declared on a loud mic the other day, might have been a week, 2 months, a month ago, a year and a half ago, before Jamie even found my channel. I've been declaring that you got to read your state statute. That's my declaration. I got on a loud horn and I declared that. Read your state statute, read your state statutes. So,
okay, bro.
Let's go ahead and carry on.
You know how we met?
From Fake. You said you came from Fake.
Fake My Girl News, but you know how I found that channel and I joined and I started freestyling with you, open panel, the first time.
Right.
Bro, that was the first time ever being in your channel.
Yeah. I remember you came in about a year. You know, you've been on the channel for about a year now.
Bro, that shit been going crazy and you've been going stupid with them all this, man. Real shit.
Definitely, man. Like, you know, I go in there and I have the knowledge, and some folks, they say, oh, he believes that he got credentials or some of that fuckery. No, when you look in your state code, it's telling you all that needs to be known. Right. Now, if you feel that you have a voice and that you could also attach press to it, you could also exercise your First Amendment press. That means you could now start up a channel and you could real life teach people. Because if you're dedicating time to read through to begin with, which is this code, that's impactful, man. How the fuck did this guy come from, the guy named Tasty, come out of nowhere that you said was a troll, but started saying, oh, I'm in Delaware and I need assistance on the Delaware code.
Right.
And the coincidence or whatever. But to be honest, that might be just, some type of calling. Right. Because now you're seeking honesty and truth. And how more can you get that from these empowering words that you see on the screen?
Correct.
This is not my opinion, bro. But you're led right now. You're led to the honesty.
Think about what you just said, right? And use it for yourself as well. Because look what you have built. Think about how far this could go. You could build a business training people on FOIA stuff, literally doing this. You know what I'm saying? It could go big. You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen, the only thing I need to do is go out in the street when they have a loud mic and I gotta shout in the mic with 10 people in the crowd, and if them 10 people in the crowd go ahead and start auditing them and filing Fs, that's how we make change, bro. But now that
A
you
lot
know
of
you
people want to turn that record on though and use their First Amendment right to just record any and everything. So what if we could
well
turn that into using what this FOIA says? You know what I'm
well
saying?
to begin with, the best item you got right now, the best tool you got right now is that highlighter.
Right, right.
The highlighter. Because now you got the highlighter represents your memory. Now you got it in your mind. You could still always reference to the pages, but when
You're
you're
right.
through that door,
Just like the Bible, I can reference things that I've read before.
exactly. And
I can reference things just from reading that.
these statutes are a fake copy of the Bible.
It's a I said it
It's
on my
man's.
Instagram. I said it on my Instagram. I said it's a fictional book. The government is a fictional book, and with these papers right here in my hand.
No. Listen, the Bible is the truth. God's way, God's walk is the truth. But what these codes are, it's like, when you see in the Bible, you see Proverbs, you see John, you see the book of Peter, and so on and so forth.
Miracles.
Miracles, but the same similar that you see with the state statutes, because you see the vehicle code, you see this and that,
where they can bring back and reference things from other passages.
Yeah.
Saying.
It's almost the same, but it's saying that's God and these are man that's acting like they're the administrators.
Right. And to be honest, with you just saying that, I read the Magna Carta like I told you earlier, and now I'm referencing things that you're talking about right now that talk specifically about that in the Magna Carta.
Mm-hmm. How many pages was that read?
What?
How many pages was the Magna Carta?
It's right here. I have things highlighted in it.
Roughly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 pages.
It's not like a lot of words like these pages on the FOIA are.
Well, like I said, and all those, you just read 6 pages. Your state administrative code might be 500,000 pages or 1,000,000 pages. But look at what's one of the most important packet that you're looking at right now, which is your FOIA law. Come on, man. A lot of people talk and say the same. Oh, they say, that's the activism. So now let me ask you, a month later, you're going to get on cam. You're going to call yourself some type of activist or flan like that. But
No.
in the end of the day, the real shit should be just like you're doing right now, is reading through your Freedom of Information code. When we start you up a channel, we may put requirements in there that's going to say you need to read through your state statute once a month for your audience.
Right. Yeah. You're gonna have to work with me with that because I don't give a F about
bro.
the audience. But I feel you.
I'm saying like you got to do it for first and foremost. Every man, he has to do it for. He has to inform himself.
Right.
So
I see what you're saying.
The way that you're going about it and reading through the FOIA is the answer. It is the answer.
You're correct about that.
And it being only, like you said, you only got 17 sheets on your clipboard.
And imagine, state, what would you say yours was? 50 something?
57 pages.
See,
but the thing...
It's able to do still.
It's still able to
make
do
time
so,
and do it.
A regular book has 400 pages. Harry Potter book has about 2,000 pages.
I ain't never read a book besides the Bible and this, what I'm reading right now, and the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of it. No bullshit.
But you know what all of those have in common?
What?
It's some type of, in my opinion, it's some type of reminder of freedom, or set you
You're
free.
100% right.
Or set you free.
You're 100% right.
So,
you want me to get back into this?
Okay, let's finish up.
I got 3 pages.
Well, let's finish up the enforcement section, and at a later time we could finish the remainder of the entire
Okay,
act.
all the way to F, right?
You know, as a matter of fact, what we're gonna have to do, bro, is in the near future, after you start getting out here in the field, maybe after a year or something, we'll go over the entire thing, 17 pages over, because it's, you know, it's only 17 pages, and which essentially would probably take us a 3 hour session. But once you get out here in the field and you start reading it on your own time, it's the way to go. It's the way to go, man. Go to the
I
next
mean, you
section.
you see how it was tonight. I did exactly what you told me to do, was to print it
Yeah.
out and highlight, and I did that on
Yep.
my own on my own time.
Right.
And you called me. At first, I didn't know who it was, but then you called me, right? And then I said, let's schedule it. And then, you know what I'm saying? I had to change the heart where I was like, man, no better time but now. Let's get on it and
Then
get discussing it.
when you were reading the pages and you were highlighting the stuff, how did you feel at that moment?
I just like we was talking about with the Bible, how I can think about certain spots. And like when, what's his name? The one that I said there's a troll, how he was talking about
Yeah.
this scenario, and I was able to remember something about where they said you can file something to an attorney general. That way he can look at it if they were giving him the runaround type time. So I'm already picking parts out of this, you know what I'm saying, and putting them in my memory where I can think back on it immediately.
Definitely, definitely, man, and have it to, you know, that you're able to go over it as many times as you need. Now, let's move. Keep on moving. Go to the next section.
Take a sip of that Gatorade, sir. D, where are we at?
Enforcement section. Let
E,
me see. No, no. I think section D.
D.
Yep.
Remedies permitted by this section include an injunction, a declaratory judgment, writ of mam, mammoth. What is that?
Let me see.
I
Hold
see you
on.
scrolling. Yup, yeah, you good, bro. D. Second line or
Under
first line of D.
enforcement.
Appreciate everybody in chat, man.
You see, guys, if there's other folks out there as well and they're in a different state other than Illinois or Delaware or, you know, so on and so forth, send me an email. I would be more than happy to go over the state code with you. Even you, if you don't have to get out here in the field,
It's
like,
proof right here that you'll do it.
yeah, even if you decide you don't want to go out there in the field, I'm still more than willing to, because I would love to see FOIA requesters everywhere wanting to know the honesty and the truth. So
And
here
getting
we
their
are.
own state code in front of them to go over with. That's just it. We got you got something going here, bro.
Well, it tells me when you know you're dedicated to actually to follow through. 10005 enforcement. Now section D. We're at the right page. Remedies.
What is that?
Um,
Remedies permitted by this section include injunction, a declaratory judgment, writ, and mandamus.
mandamus. Yep, I think it's mandamus, but
Mandamus.
that's I heard that before. Yep, but let's look that up. Let's look that up.
Right. Let me highlight
A
this.
writ. Circle that. A writ of mandamus. Let me
I
define
highlighted it.
that. Let me do a quick definition. Let's see.
M
Writ
A
of
N
mandamus.
D A M U
According
S.
to San
Hold on,
Mateo
hold on.
County Law Library, writs of administrative mandate are used to ask a superior court to review a decision made by an administrative agency of the government, such as,
Mm.
for example, the Workers' Compensation Appeal Board or the Department of
Writ.
Motor
So
Vehicles.
writ
What
means
we were just
written.
talking about.
Written. Mandamus. Mandate. That's what that reading was. However, let's carry on. Remedies permitted by this section include injunction. Injunction means declaratory relief. But go ahead and continue.
A declaratory judgment, writ mandamus, and or other appropriate relief. The court may award attorney fees and costs to a successful plaintiff of any action brought under this section. The court may award attorney fees and costs to a successful defendant, but only if the court finds that the action was frivolous or was brought solely for the purpose of harassment. That's what I was trying to talk about earlier with what's that one person. That's what I thought he was
Let me
talking about.
see. Let me see which one.
The one I thought that was a troll. Remember, or he was asking like, he said they wouldn't give him the proper.
No, no, no. He said, Tasty said, that they told him he needed a lawyer to request the record.
Right, and I was thinking it was this though. I was just saying that's what I remembered when we weren't even on this page. I just remembered something from this page, and tried to. I thought that was going to go with it, but it didn't. You know what I'm saying? And you figured out the correct thing to go to the correct place. You know what I'm saying? The council, the
Yeah.
city hall, council. You know what I'm saying? To request those records instead of the actual troop police station.
Right, right. Go through the city side. Where
All
are
right, you
we
want to
at
keep
right
going?
now? Section E. So,
Any
yep.
any citizen may petition the Attorney General to determine whether a violation of this chapter has occurred or is about to occur. The
Mm-hmm.
petition shall set forth briefly the nature of the alleged violation. Upon receiving a petition, the Attorney General shall provide promptly determine whether the petition is against the administrative office or officer or agency, department, board, commission, or instrumentally of state government, which the Attorney General is
Oh shit, let me
obligated
check the
to
chat.
represent. Huh?
No, I'm sorry about that, bro. Keep going.
All right, represent pursuant to of this title, S pursuant to S 2504 of this title, throwing back to a thing that was in there previous. Every petition against an administrative office or agency, department, board, or state government, which Attorney General is obligated to represent pursuant S 2504 of this title, shall be referred to the Chief Deputy Attorney General, who is obligated to represent pursuant to S 2405 or 2504. This title shall be received. Did I just read that? No, I
Hey,
didn't.
Bogdan. What are you referring to? You are from Chicago.
Chirac, shout out
You want
Chirac.
text money back because you got no protection. What are you referring to? T dot. What
I'm
comment?
sorry, Tasty. I didn't know you was a she.
What comment are you referring to from? What comment are you referring to for the chat? Audit them has made many calls on live. Oh, that's a good idea, Cindy. I did also encourage people to, even if they want to audit them, because Jamie, he wants to get out in the field and audit them. But if there's people that want to audit them over the phone as well, that's why this applies to it as well. What Jamie's reading today also applies to phone audits as well. So Tasty being in the state of Delaware, if you feel like that, it's much convenient for you to do it from home, then phone calls is a option, but only if they honor it, because what Jamie read earlier is that requests have to be in writing.
You see what Tasty said?
It has to be in writing. What's that, Jamie?
Yo, look what Tasty said in the comments. The call ended and her hanging up. She put me on the speakerphone and I asked the name and badge of the officer listening to my convo, and she hung up on me.
You see, that's sometimes that happens, and that's why you might have to go and visit them, because if you got the cameras on and you're in the city hall, they can't just hang up the phone like that. They
Correct.
have to comply. They have to comply with the law.
With the Foia law.
Yeah, it's the honesty. I'm eligible now, bro. You almost finished the end of today's session. Shit, I'm eligible for a
Hey, did I ever lose that that badge or whatever that you told me. Remember you said if you don't highlight that.
Oh yeah, no, you know what? I had to check the retention period. Yeah, you almost disqualified. What was the disqualifier? What was it for? If you didn't highlight?
Yeah, if I didn't highlight or know anything.
No, but you came through, bro. You really came through. You know, you
I'm
really,
ready to learn, man.
yeah. So, I respect that. You know, I
Did
really
you want
do.
me to keep going or?
Well, no. Here we are at F is the last section for tonight. Read section F. You know, if we were really without looking at the comments, if we were to dedicate really reading through this shit with no pauses and explanations,
Right.
probably you could knock this out on your own time. And I don't know, how long did it take you to knock out these 17 pages?
An hour, 2, 3. I was
Good.
really reading it.
Right.
Like, I
So
was learning
that
it,
means
you know what I'm
if
saying?
we
Like,
go through this shit, we could do another session in the near future. But you on your own time, you are showing me dedication, so keep on reading it. And that's why when you highlighted this stuff, just know that really what really is applicable in your situations, you know?
Right.
Yep. So section F, it says an administrative. This is under the enforcement section 10005. Section F, an administrative office or officer, agency, department, board, commission, or instrumentally of the state government which the Attorney General is obligated to represent pursuant to section 2504 of this title shall not require approval of the Secretary of the Attorney General pursuant to 2507 of this title to address claims of violation under the chapter. Beautiful, beautiful. 10006 video conferencing, 10006A open meetings, virtual meetings, reasonable accommodations for members with disabilities. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to read that one on my own time. 10007 education, and that's another good one as well. The whole thing is good. The whole 17 pages is great. I really do encourage you to read through it. And it was a pleasure having you on the panel, Jamie. You did, stand up by your word, and I do foresee you as a professional out here auditing them. And like you said, bro, you know, to begin with, man, start it all up with the knowledge, like T. Dot said. Everybody else in the chat, I'd like to thank everybody else for coming in the panel as well. Put a 1 in the comment section for telling Jamie he did a great start. He did a great start by choosing the freedom of information of his state.
I appreciate that, bro.
And yep, I am eligible, guys. I'm gonna step away for 10 minutes, and I'm thinking about starting up a freestyle session. If you do want to listen, give me a listen. Jamie, anything you'd like to share before we disconnect the line?
No,